Well, at least we're here. Die-hard. Park down there. Be brief. Brief? Okay. I'll do your best. Yeah. It was just like the rubber.
Or be loquacious in case it was raining.
The big Genevieve calling word, loquacious.
Taciturn, not loquacious. One of the ones that always stuck in my mind is dirty fingernails on candy is like profanity to a conversation.
There are two different parts of the church in Elms. Two of them are on Sill Street. Do we know where they can find it? Is something, do you have any idea?
No, he was there that day. He showed up. That lot where.
I asked him.
And then I
Ripping out white.
sold the total. Part of that green area, I took a truck. And there's a cross down. Turnover. Not like that, like that door.
It's a graduation day. It's racing.
What's that?
Yes.
Water's because the one time just had knee surgery. Yeah.
50,000 and 10.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, she even called me the other day and asked questions. I wonder what the decision was. I told Eric, I think it's July 8th or next week.
Well, I'm still on the board as far as president.
I do want to go back.
Yeah, it looks like it's just like this way.
He called me the other day.
Well, she's retired.
Everybody could please remove your caps and silence your phones. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What's the plan? They catch water.
Until right now.
Okay, I like it. Get some.
Good one. Looks like we have nobody requesting to be on the agenda. They're probably here for chickens.
Yes, ma'am, I'm going to submit the petition and propose changes to the ordinance. Lloyd, Lloyd, Arms, ARMS.
Thank you.
So we were back, Nick, on that.
He said he had looked at some. He was going to look at the Marion County one, but he hadn't really drafted an ordinance until he knew that we were
The proposed changes on this are a summary of what we found in local towns that have started permitting food in Indianapolis.
So, you know, Paul Straw, is there any support here for?
I'm not vehemently opposed.
I'm not either. As long as we don't have roosters all over town, I think it'd be okay. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm not opposed to it, but, and it's a big but, there's gonna be a lot of restrictions. I mean, the easy one is no roosters. The second one's a total number. So all these things start to get pretty arbitrary and based on their individual stuff. We've had chickens and the kids and the 4-H.
Oh, it can go overboard, I'm aware of it.
But you get into it too, and then we get into what we can adequately enforce, because there's a difference. We have 7 acres in town.
Right.
How many chickens we could support would be considerably different from somebody who's on, like a previous house we lived in, it's a 60-foot by 120-foot lot with a house on it.
The proposal is per adult in a single-family residence, so it's not so much how much property you have. And of course, then it's going to have to be restricted, because you could have 5 adults living in a small area. So,
but I can say, for me to support something, there's going to have to be restrictions based on free space on that lot and distance from the neighbors.
that's also covered, yes, sir.
You know, and so all those things. So I'm not opposed, but the devil is in the details. So I'm not.
That's also in the.
Well, I just don't want to send Nick down a pool there, and so it sounds like there's some, okay, just curious.
We will share this with our attorney.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yep. June?
I don't have anything unless you guys got something for me. Oh, where are we at in the HVAC down there? Are we looking to fix that last year?
Yeah.
Well, who we get a quote
That-
from? Oh, that was over there.
Yeah, I've got it up there.
Okay, sorry, wrong building. I knew we had one somewhere.
Nothing? Okay. How about you, Doug?
Yeah, I had 14 locates, 13 work orders. I did talk to NDOT, finally met with them last Thursday on the parking on the north side of the square. We'll be painting the line. He told me how to measure it and all that. All they restrict us is where we can and can't park. How we choose to park there is totally up to us. We can go parallel, we can do the line, and we can even change the angle on the parking there.
What are we proposing? Just keep
Right now, what you guys had me look at is from the center of the road south, 12 foot is from the center to the edge is what the state has to have down through there. And then whatever that measures from out there to the to that line from the curb, then we'll have to have an ordinance
Yeah, we need an ordinance.
stating that, okay, and then we'll have to have signs. So whenever you guys, so that's what you want to continue. Now we know we can do it. Then we just have to come up with signs, what you want to say on the signs and all that. And we can get the line painted, and then I believe it's 30 days after it's been built.
And regular pickups, this is really only going to prohibit extended cabs.
Yeah, and they see this a lot. We're not the only people that are running into this. So they got me some pictures. I could run it through my printer and send them to you if you'd like to see them. But there were 2 guys that are really nice that they said basically only state restriction they have is where we can and can't park. So we can pretty much do what we want. If we want to go parallel sometime, we can do that.
That'd take up a lot of space.
Yeah, you'd lose some parking spots. And even going to different angle, you're probably lose 1 or 2. But outside of that, there's no restrictions. The ordinance there hangs up to us that we knew before.
So how do we proceed?
I guess we decide if we want to change the angle or...
Well, I think we keep the angle and keep the number of parking spots. We don't want to open another can of worms for that.
Why would you, just paint the travel lanes so people aren't in that, and then let the downtown merchants kind of look at that, and the law enforcement and monitor and decide what further adjustments need to be made.
Start with the white line and go from there.
Yeah,
see if that corrects anything or not, and then take the next step.
Some people will be conscientious and know that I'm sticking out into the travel lane, I wouldn't be doing that. And there will be some that could care less.
You know, I try to pay attention when I drive through there. And there are a lot of cars, the trucks, that, they're a foot away from the curb.
Sure.
And 12 more inches up to the curb would make a big difference for vehicles going through there. So, but we'll get that taken care of, and then we can. Yeah. So the pool's full. It's running. We had to buy a couple new pumps, which we ran through the park board and all that. Kind of an expensive start this year. Pumps were pretty expensive and all that, but it is up and running.
And cold.
And cold. Yes.
Yeah.
And then last Friday, about 1 o'clock in the morning or so, I got a phone call. We had a water leak on Strawberry Road. We ended up having a 10-inch water main that broke.
They go to the prison? Where's it go?
Yeah, well, the prison, jail, and all that after we had to shut down. There's actually two. There's a 10-inch, and then about 3 feet over is a 6-inch. And then what made it really tough was we had two fibers running across top of our 10-inch. So, got to dig quietly and softly, so it's going to get more expensive. So, but that was, the guys did a fantastic job. We had water back onto the jail by 9:30 or 10.
So when that happens, there's no time to call locate. You still.
Yeah, you got to call
You
emergency.
still have to call.
Yeah.
Emergency locate. No?
Emergency location. You got 2 hours to respond, I believe.
Wow.
And everything. But yeah, USIC now has just an emergency. He just sits at home all week waiting.
After that guy on call.
Yeah, that would be. So, but yeah, you still have to call in emergency.
Okay.
Yep, so you do have to kind of, but you're getting ready. You're gathering stuff, and you pretty much know what parts or what line it is, so you can be gathering stuff up and getting equipment out there. So that same day, well, that Thursday morning, we had a 2-inch out west of town that had broke. We fixed that earlier that day. So did a fantastic job. The guys have come a long way from being young guys starting with no experience. Watching them do this, it's pretty impressive what they've caught on to. So proud of them. The mulch at the park is in. We have a pile left to kind of let this rain settle it, spread that for thin. And then one thing on the mulch was he forgot to charge us for one load. So he took that on, so it ended up being $28.30, so $70 more. Then the hydrants, fire hydrants, cut them all flushed. I think it went pretty smooth this year. So
Any of them not working?
I got a list, I haven't had it out yet.
Okay.
The ones that
Just get it to me.
identify with issues.
I'm sorry?
Some that identify with issues, just
Yeah.
guidance.
I know we used to have a lot of them that weren't working. I think we replaced.
we've come a long way, yeah.
Yeah, but all of them have been replaced.
That's good.
So, and then I sent, I believe, some pricing out. One is for the road repair behind Ace.
Yeah, you sent out one a couple weeks ago, and we asked about the one Hook Street. There.
Yeah, Hook Street. That's 23,000. I need to reach back out to him because Mike had his parking lot paved,
Yeah.
so he took care of a bunch of it.
Well, yeah, we wouldn't be doing a private walk.
Yeah. So
you
I
think
wanted to
that-
make sure they didn't
Include that.
at 23,000.
But it's going to be a pretty wide. Yeah, I was
It's
thinking
still going to be pretty wide, so I'd
It's
like
a pretty wide cut.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, but
has
I want
to
to call
be-
them and double check on that before we do anything on that. And then that Sugar Tree Alley is what Dave asked me about. That's
Yeah, I'm
pretty solid.
amazed that seems low.
Well, that's why I wanted to check, because to make sure he hasn't got something wrong. 23 for that repair and 16 for the alley. Of course, the alley's just milling away. This is
Right, there's no
concrete digging
concrete
out. So
digging
quite a
out.
bit more labor in that repair.
Well, total is 50,567. Right?
We've already approved part of that.
So we approved the 5 streets before.
Yes, we're just
Okay.
looking on the alley and then Hook Street, but I really need to double check on that, because I think that'll be lower. So as soon as I get a double check on that, I'll let you know.
Okay.
And then the other thing I got was, I just didn't get the prices until today, so I couldn't send them out to you. Voorhees, we had that lift station go down, that pump.
Good.
We had one on backup, and we don't have a backup now. So I sent that to BBC, and $9,535.39 to rebuild it, or we can buy a new one for $12,522.50.
What kind of warranty does it have?
Huh?
What kind of warranty does it have?
I know it's a couple of years, I believe. I'd have to check now. It's been a while since we bought one. It had a washcloth stuck up in it, and it just burned it up when we pulled it out. So,
Does it have a grinder?
yeah, but this is a lot smaller one than like Voorhees or like Bill Brown's or something, it's just smaller. It's a little bigger than the home version, but yeah, those wash rags, I don't know how they get down there, but,
How old's the pump we have?
do what?
How old
The one that's been in there?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I bet that's been 15 plus years.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, because not a lot of flow to that.
Well, what would you recommend?
I'd say the biggest thing on there would be timeline, and they
Oh.
can give me a quote. Them rebuilding it would be just fine,
Yeah.
if you want to save the money. I mean, they're going to do a fantastic job, put all new parts in it, paint it, it'll look brand new when it gets back.
Okay, so that'd be quicker?
I would think so, they could probably, for the money, I'll ask them, that they never, a lot of times they'll send me a timeline, but they didn't this time. But I would trust the rebuild. I just wanted to give you the option of the new pump too, if you wanted to go that way.
Speaking of forest mains, the Virginia Valley is forest.
Yep.
Is there any other, that's the only one forest up in that,
Yes.
in the town? Erie's Gravity.
Here is Gravity.
Okay.
Yeah, the closest one to that would be Voorhees,
Okay.
that little pump there.
Can you give those totals again, please?
For a rebuild is $9,535.39. A new one is $12,522.50. But I wouldn't be opposed if you're asking me to save the $3,000. I would probably go with the rebuild.
Okay.
You want to move or wait on the timeline?
How's it getting by now?
We had a backup down
We
there.
had a backup.
Yeah, we carry a backup for each lift station.
Each lift station.
So this is essentially when they rebuild it. So we're not in a great big hurry. That one should last other than something stupid happened. But I just want to give you guys prices. But we definitely need a backup just in case.
Right, it was back
So,
up good.
but this
Especially
one, the
when
new
you
one, or
use
rebuild,
one.
will be a backup.
I'm not opposed to moving as long as timeline's not too ridiculous.
Yeah, I wouldn't think we would be.
We know we're gonna do it.
So,
Have a
Motion.
motion? Is there a second? All in favor?
All right.
would you go with
The rebuild.
To rebuild,
All right.
unless there's gonna be any more.
I'll give them a call first thing in the morning. If it's going to be a long time, I'll let you know. But I don't see it in a long time. And that's all I have for you.
And Bruce, he brought a couple of quotes. We have the latest quote for $11,700, and he got another quote from Andrews Heating and Air Conditioning, and it is $13,996.
He was gonna, the only difference between the two, it's pretty much the same equipment, but Andrews, he pointed out a lot of problems with the ductwork, airflow, which causes this problem, why it's not working properly. So he was gonna change a lot of the ductwork fittings
Okay.
and make things, I mean,
Let me see.
it was pretty impressive what all he was gonna do. I thought it was, for what all he's gonna do, I thought that it was a really good price. Yeah, he's gonna do a lot more than Layton as
Okay.
far as making the ductwork right, and, the old unit was a commercial unit, it was a three-phase. And whoever installed this one, used the old three-phase breaker, and only used two legs on it, and warmed that thing up that way. So, that's something that really, and it was only a 40-amp breaker, it's a 60-amp load. Yeah, so anyway, he's the only guy that pointed that out, so that was pretty impressive, you know. He was very thorough, so just whatever you guys want to do there, totally up to you guys.
About 2,300, some more. Well, we have ductwork issues, we should probably address it.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think he was spot on as far as getting everything where it needs to be, so.
Yeah, the equipment price on both very,
Pretty,
very competitive.
yes.
Yeah, this other one says all existing ductwork remain as is and be reattached.
Yeah.
Are we interested in the warranty? The additional warranty?
I never liked additional warranty, and the guys, the stuff you're selling you shouldn't be selling it as that.
Yeah.
So, the facility to contact electrician to install new larger power supply furnace.
He wants somebody to evaluate that breaker and install a different breaker.
And if the other one doesn't,
Brett can do that.
That's something Brett can do, yeah.
right,
Brett can do
okay.
that. Just have to get with, if that's what you decide to go with, see what he wants.
How's the water flow been down there?
Pretty high.
How many millions of gallons a day are you doing?
Still over 1 million. It never has gone below that.
How's the pond look?
I've been returning it for about a week and a half, and it's still, I can't find the plant with it, but I've been bringing it back. It's just because we're about 7 feet right now.
Yeah.
From 12, so,
Wow.
yeah, I've been keeping a close eye on it. Can't really catch up.
Yeah.
Looks like the heat pump's a little bigger with Andrews. I'm fine with going with Odin, but we go with Andrews.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the DNC came out last week, or a week and a half ago. I've already talked to you about, there's a valve that doesn't work at the clarifier to my drain. And he came out and looked at the parts, and he's going to try to work it in his schedule. He didn't send me a quote or anything, but I mean,
Who's that?
D&T.
That's who.
Doug and I both recommended to look at it, so. He does have the parts to fix it, it's just a matter of getting the time to get to it, so.
Okay.
That's all I have.
If I can say something I didn't forget to bring up. The ice cream place on 36 across from Ridge would like a handicap spot. Be opposed to a handicap spot.
On 36 around the corner.
Across from the Ritz for his where he's got an ice cream shop up there. He just like a place for really, at least one handicap spot up there.
Okay. Well, you looked at it, is that the best?
We could,
I'm just thinking it was on that side of the street the shop's on, it'd be more accessible. You're talking about in the second north?
yeah, we're wanted on the same side of the shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a ramp there where there used to be back in the old days, there used to be a garage beside right there where I'm at, and there's actually a ramp that goes up.
Yeah.
That people's been using, but the parking down there is terrible anyway, and I can't keep an open spot down there, and if I had one right there in front of that, so we could use that to get to exit, because otherwise you're Michigan Street or the alley, and the alley sucks, and Michigan Street's a half a block away, so, I mean, it would be nice if we had something right there in the general area that we could utilize for it.
So, I mean, it's fine to have the handicap spot, and the ramp would be better than jumping up over a curb.
Right, yeah.
But sometimes those old ramps aren't, technically, they're too steep for safe, to meet ADA guidelines. So it's better than nothing, it'd still be an improvement. I'm not opposed to it, but it would be nice if that were fixed. While you're doing the spot, if you might look at that to see.
Well, we can start with the spot and reevaluate. Well, we need to redo the whole sidewalk.
I will meet him over there, and we'll take a look at it.
Yeah.
And kind of pick an area out. We think the ramp's a good enough spot, that's what we'll do.
I mean, it's just a jump from the road up to the sidewalk is all it is, and I mean, at one time it was a drive-in, and it's concrete, so it's still in decent shape, and we've used it 3 or 4 times to get people in, so.
Okay.
Roy's from the claims out for $428,526.41. Questions?
Everything was pretty standard. Got electric costs, pool stuff, utility stuff, fuel cost inverter. Been going up, but I don't.
Motion?
Move.
All in favor?
Aye.
The others are just the from April 20th and May 4th. Chris has sent a couple of small changes on May 4th, so I make those corrections.
move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, not for that section.
To old business.
So what's this? Oh, well, I guess that's first, yeah, that would be nice. Metric.
So this is the ordinance to amend sewer rate charges. As the town is desirous of amending a certain ordinance entitled Establishing Rates and Charges for Use and Service Rendered by the Town of Rockville, said ordinance being ordinance number 20.
I don't have it labeled yet, because I've had
Okay.
several in this, so I wasn't sure how many you guys were gonna have for me.
Okay.
But I will label those before those are submitted to Gateway.
Now therefore be it is ordained by the Town Council of Rockville, Indiana, that upon passage of this ordinance, due publication of this notice as required by ICD 5-3-1, Schedule 1 and 2 of said ordinance entitled an ordinance establishing rates and charges for use and services rendered by the Town of Rockville, Indiana shall be amended as follows. The sewer customer charge of $14.56 shall be increased to $29.56 per account. This ordinance shall become effective July 1, 2026.
So it kind of falls back into the previous ordinance that was presented and voted on. The result is still the same at $15 increase. It's just in order for that to apply through Keystone for everyone regardless of the meter size, it needed to be changed from a $15 increase. The customer charge is $14.56 currently, so we're actually just increasing that customer charge, which will make your 60-61 become 75-61, but it will also affect those 3/8 1-inch meters as well. It would still be a $15 increase for everyone.
Okay.
They call it a sewer customer charge is what they refer that to as.
Basically, it's
Keystone.
anybody that has an
Yes.
account.
So, Brandon, it's just a technical detail. In the end,
Yes.
it's all the same.
Yeah, but it is a new ordinance, so we just need to code it again.
Well, I know, but since it's it's technical stuff, but we don't have our lawyer here to advise us and all that. But since it is a change in the billing ordinance, I mean, if we're changing it from what we did, do we have to go back through and advertise it again? I mean, I realize it's a correction or clarification, but
He does have this one to be advertised. Nick did send this one to me today, so he prepared all of that information. It is a 30-day advertisement.
so we're not going to have to wait today.
It will be advertised in the paper before it can become effective.
We can approve it, but we can't.
Approved today,
Effective
and then
July
Until,
1.
right. What do you say it's effective?
July 1.
July, so, okay, so
Yeah,
half a year.
see what date he put on there.
Well, we haven't even started getting quotes on anything, so, my concern is so late in the year getting quotes that if people are busy, we may not get good quotes on some of the work we need to do. However, a meeting a couple weeks ago, what was that project? They had seven bids on a project, and the bids range from cost per linear foot for 8-inch pipe, went from anywhere to 65 up to 120, so it's very competitive. So maybe there's a lot of contractors that just work that don't have one. So I don't. Once we get this passed, we can start looking for contractors. You get in touch with Leslie.
Okay.
Well, I'll move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
So the summer sprinkler
I just,
credit.
it'd be good for us just to show that we,
I'm gonna
if
show
this is
some-
technical thing and we didn't,
Yeah, the
it's
result
our
is the
understanding
same.
that we don't need any further.
It's just the wording that Keystone has. They can't take the previous ordinance of a $15 increase because it would only affect residential
just on a side note, by being in favor, I don't think any of us want to raise rates. That is not our goal. That's our least favorite thing to do. But in Indiana, you're not supposed to have accounts in arrears. We've proven that if it's not increased, it's going to be in arrears. So.
More funds or utilities.
Right.
Well, the whole objective, and the objective is to try to reduce the amount of rainwater going down to the plant. Last time we did this 10 years ago, we did a dedicated stormwater, sewer water inflow infiltration project. So it's every 10 years, so you need to try to address it again and try to improve it.
So this is the summer sprinkler credit. Whereas the town of Rockville owns and operates a water utility and sewer system for the benefit of its residents, and whereas residents within the town have expressed interest in payment of fees for sprinkler water during the spring and summer months, billing based on the average water usage during non-sprinkler months, and whereas water used by sprinklers does not typically contribute to sewer usage for the town in the same manner as regular water usage, and therefore be it resolved, summer sprinkler usage is allowed for all residents of the town for the months of March, April, May, June, July, and August. The sewer rate during the sprinkler usage months will be based on the average sewer fee during the months of September through February of the prior year for said property. The enrollment fee will be a one-time $20 fee payable at the town clerk treasurer office. So that's what that one is. It is not required. It is completely voluntary. The $20 is a one-time payment.
And you ran some numbers for some people, right, Brandy? Some people came in that wouldn't help them at all, and some.
I've ran a lot, actually. I just had a gentleman in the office last week that said, you know, he felt like he watered his lawn. He has a small lawn, but he felt like he watered it often to him. Just a two-family home, and I ran numbers, and there was no cost savings to him. So, but I just encourage people, if they feel like they're using a lot of times we can just look at the numbers from their gallons, but absolutely we'll run the numbers and let anybody know whether.
So we had a form set up to.
Nick just said the ordinance, we needed it enforced, but I'm going to have to work with him. It might get a little tricky on this one. Was set up to do it the same day. However, our sewer ordinance isn't effective till July 1, so just working out, because it's your average of your sewer cost. So you don't want to go with your old sewer cost, your rate for the sprinkler program, or for that to change in between. So dates will just be important for that.
Okay.
Is there a motion?
Move.
All in favor?
Aye.
We also need a motion for same day, same meeting.
Move.
All in favor?
Aye.
On to new business, school increase fees ordinance.
I mean, if you don't want to read all of that, or you
Yeah,
can, it's up
I
to you,
can
but
just
if you want to
make
get
the changes, yeah.
Yeah, and I've listed those.
Okay, so the proposed changes to the pool fees would be the adult general. Yeah.
3 sections.
Adult general admission will go to $7 per person per day.
From
Five.
5.
Child general admission 3 through 17 is $5 per person per session, up from $3. Under 2 and under, free of charge. The senior swim, the 11 to 12 daily, is still $1. Season passes, individual season pass is $50 per designated individual. A family of 4 is $125. Add one family member after 4, it's $15 for each additional person. And a group daily pass, a lot of the daycares and different places like that will bring a group, and that's going to be $40. And then a 2-hour private rental will be $100, and a 4-hour private rental will be $200. Yes.
I'll move.
All in favor? A lot of these are still cheaper than some of this random. Is it the same day also?
Yeah, it's on the back.
Same day, same meeting?
Move.
Sorry.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And it is interesting, I mean, Rockville's always kept it the same for everybody, whereas many municipalities, if you're not a resident, you pay more. We, for the benefit of the entire region.
Not going full in the region, are we?
Well, we don't, I mean, we're not greedy about it, I mean, we're trying to do it for the good of the youth.
I believe there was a comment made to, and anybody that can correct me if I'm wrong, Brazil school closed, but I think they have a flashback,
I think they
maybe.
do.
And then,
They're working to reopen Denton, I think.
okay, maybe that was the other park pool that was, potentially closed.
It's closed now, but I think they're working.
Okay.
All right, the new computers and software quote.
Yeah, Randy Cleaver just put this together because I knew we were gonna end up needing new computers and software, so I sent that quote out. That includes, all of the office. I know Doug had a little issue with his computer or software program a while back too, so that includes all new stuff for him as well.
So these are, you actually have a server, these are just workstations.
They are, and then the programming Microsoft Business.
Well, I was just curious, well, how was our server? It seemed like we did something else a
Well,
couple years
our
ago.
servers
Was gonna need replaced.
need to go, but we're on the cloud-based, so we won't need a new server, but we'll still need computers and software.
Because we're in the cloud, right.
Yeah.
Well, that's if we
Yeah.
keep our data center going, and that's not an issue. Anyway.
But that was the proposed plan, was this new software system will be cloud-based, so the server,
Okay.
8 to 12,000.
Okay. Well, it looks like a pretty good quote.
But-
Is that the only quote, or is there a reason we just have one vendor, one quote?
You know, I think just in the past, everything's done through our IT. Typically, from what I've seen in the past, even I've looked at buying the software programs even from Best Buy just individually, and Randy gives us a better price on
Yeah, you
all
can't
of that
beat this
stuff.
price.
So
I mean, you can go online and look at
Yeah.
Dell and spec it out, and you're not gonna.
you won't get the computers and the software, but so that's typically why there's not multiple quotes, because I think that's been looked at in the past, and they're not any cheaper than what Cleaver can give it to us. So, I mean, it's not something we have to do right now, except for I don't know, Doug, is your computer, is it?
It's working now, but the software needs updating, he said the computers.
Yeah, and that's what he came and checked the
Yeah.
software in here. I think our only updated software that we have would be the cemetery. I think it was updated in 22, so it doesn't include.
I wasn't getting emails or be able to get onto my emails. As soon as I clicked on it, it popped up for a second, disappeared. So I was doing everything through my phone, and everything said it was working on my phone, but he said because of the computer.
We have any memory issues, getting memory warnings?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's just, I don't know what takes up all the memory.
Yeah, mine all comes up all the time. It hasn't been backed up in 16 months.
But yeah, this has 16 gigabyte on-site memory, which should be good enough. Well, I'm okay with it. I think I don't think it'll do any better. I don't know how soon you need to get them. I hate putting stuff off and then.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't think it's an emergency. However, I think it's something we need to do before the end of the year. And Randy will be retiring. So.
Who's gonna go?
Well, yeah. So, I mean, we may be in a situation too that eventually he's not going to take serving our county, so.
Yeah, that'll be fun to do replacement. We've been doing it a long time.
And this will meet all the technical specs that we need for the software that's coming on, no compatibility issues that we
Right.
can foresee with any of this stuff.
Right.
I'm okay approving it now. I mean, we don't have to buy them now, but we can approve it and do it later in the year, and
Make a motion.
well, I'll make the most of it.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then I put the other was, I know the park board had mentioned, and Chris wasn't here, but, about coming back with their 5-year plan. Some people have reached out about that 5-year plan and if that's been presented, approved out there. And then I've had a couple of businesses reach out about donation letters. So I didn't know if you want to touch base on what's kind of happening there. The
So there
town
are,
seems to be a little lost as residents as far as what's going on, so.
the proposal is, at some point, we have to bite the bullet and fix the pool as opposed to continuing with bandages. So depending on the amount of grants and or donations we receive, there's a possibility that this year would be the last for, it would not be open next year, it would be closed.
What would we Band-Aid? Now, we went through this in 2012, I remember that.
Well,
Quite
again,
well still.
we didn't replace all of the cement, though, we didn't redo the whole concrete.
The deck or the pool?
The pool itself. And so we're still having the flaking issues. They did find a paint last year that helped, but it didn't cure it. And so that's why that's the proposal. And there are some, we hope to make the bathrooms accessible from inside and out, make them ADA compliant, do away with things that really, you don't need probably 6 or 7 showers in each bathroom. People don't shower like they used to in the pool. So just, there's a plan, and so that was why we were talking about coming up with a donation letter. Luke kind of has a draft of one, he sent it out. We meet this week, so we'll probably talk some more about that.
So we need from us?
Nothing really, I'm just kind of...
People are just asking.
Well, that's nice.
So I thought, well, maybe it would be a good idea when there's something going on.
Okay.
We kind of touch base
And
in
there's
our
some
meeting.
additions, in addition to the pool itself being repaired, there's discussion of adding kind of a meeting winter indoor space.
Meeting space.
Well, for pool parties, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay, trying to generate some revenue in the winter.
Yeah, we've got some architects renderings, so feel free to come to the park meeting this Thursday at 6 and we can share more input.
That's exciting.
I know when they presented a 5-year plan,
Yes.
a month or so ago, I know there were certain steps, and they had to present something back to the state,
Yes.
and then I don't know if we have to accept it again, but
Yeah.
whatever we need to do, what we'll probably do. I'm supportive of whatever technical steps to make us eligible for
Right.
federal and state
I
money
think
as
we're
well as
finalizing
local.
that, yeah.
Well, in honor of Sandy, we gotta continue on with the pool.
Yes, we do, and
So
March
it's quite-
Days.
Quite the pool supporter. I got some new business. Yeah, it came back up recently, I've taken this, attempted this in the past, trying to create a fund over at the Foundation for the Cemetery Permanent Fund. It's good to get on the list of funds that can be donated to, so when people wish to do so, they'll see that cemeteries here in Rockland, say, oh, I think I'm going to do that. So that's something we need to try to get done. We've talked in the past, I think Nick looked into it about,
Yeah.
What?
So
What do you
about
remember?
that, because we have that listed, correct?
we have the permanent fund on our fund report.
Yes,
But the
and we
question-
talked about that multiple times on the funds that are there.
Can we use that?
What could be, yes.
Yeah.
Did we get an answer to that for sure?
I can't remember, so I'm not gonna make a statement on exactly how that's, I think it's okay, but
Okay.
regardless, it's okay with the board, I'll reach out to the foundation and talk to them about that and see if we can get some kind. There's also questions about, I remember, about, well, do we want one for each cemetery, or do we want one just for Rockville Cemetery as a whole?
So Park, is this a separate, we have our cemetery permanent
Right.
fund in our public funds, this would be a separate fund at the
Would it be at the
foundation
foundation?
for the benefit, and the
Of the
foundation
cemetery.
would transfer money as it's available to the town.
And the question was, a few years ago, can we use the permanent fund money to start that fund over there? We can't do anything with that money, only use the interest.
Does it come from donations, or how does that permanent fund, how does it?
Nobody can figure out, it's been on there forever. It's been on there for the last 20-some years.
The town fund.
Right.
Town
Not the future fund.
So we need to explore that, try to get it going, you know, in the future, over decades, that could be really beneficial. And then we all know the cemetery never has enough.
Speaking of that,
Uh-oh.
well, it's just something that has been brought to my attention too, about the, and Doug, you may have some information, on the lighting of the flagpole.
Oh.
Can we see what it's going to take and move
Well,
forward
we looked into that.
on that? I
Well,
mean, I
guys
think
want to
it's minimal.
plug in the Pizza King up.
Yeah, we're plugging in Pizza King and running.
across the road.
Yeah, no, I think it's just coming down to getting a wire and stuff, and we're gonna trench it in ourselves.
Okay, so it's not anything that, I mean, it's minimal cost, it's not anything that the board needs to really.
No,
I've
I
been
think we've
asked
already
about it.
discussed this and everything.
Yeah, Brubeck's donated that rock.
Yeah.
They got put out there to attach the
The
light.
light's already attached, we just
Light
gotta get it
attached,
trenched in from the
you
pole
run
and
the wire.
everything, so.
What pole are you going to?
The one behind Pizza King.
Okay, across the
Your
alley.
meter, but,
Yeah.
no, it's one back further.
Oh.
They come up right off the edge of the end of the wooden fence there by the alley, and we'll come up and go around and go.
Okay,
to the-
less utilities back there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And we'll go right along the edge of the road, so we're not in that.
Bloomingdale might be in there. Okay.
So,
So there's nothing
no.
outside of the ordinary that we can't move forward with that, like, there's not a big cost incurred in the
I don't think
cemetery.
so.
I was just asked if the cemetery didn't have the funding to do that, and I said, well, I don't necessarily know that that's the case, because I don't know how much it's gonna cost.
The biggest cost, I think, on it really is gonna be the conduit, because we're gonna bury it in case something happens, because pull the new wire through it instead of having to retrench it. And that conduit's pretty expensive.
Good to know, thank you.
Anything else?
Oh, just a question. What were the guys probably doing out there at the end of Northwood Tees into Anderson there, that one transformer?
That, they're getting ready to sell the house, and my understanding is the realtor wouldn't, the inspector wouldn't pass it because they were originally on a utility pole, and that pole was snapped off the top. We put a new pole in behind it,
Okay.
so we had to they put in a new control panel and all that stuff, and then we had to bring it down the new pole and underground to feed it, so we could pull the other pole out.
Okay.
That's why we don't like people put their electric meters on utility poles. So that's what they were doing, they had to change that over for it.
Yeah, it's kind of old business really, but, last meeting we talked a little about, the must meetings, trying to figure out with the tax changes and what would happen, and Parks helped get me to communicate with the county commissioners and the county council, and so we've got a little idea of kind of what their thoughts are. The representative from AIM, the municipal cooperative group, stopped by, talked to him a little bit today, and really kind of the next step for us to figure out how to prepare for what changes are going to come are going to involve having the municipal AIM, Indiana Association, the Association of Indiana Municipalities. They've got a data analyst that will pull together reports from Gateway and other stuff about kind of what the tax impact the past year or two has been with the property tax changes and anticipated future property tax changes, as well as some contingencies with the local income tax changes, and to get us information so we can kind of plan ahead, because again, 2027 budget will come up soon, and this will really affect 2028. So, I mean, CC Brandy said they'll probably need some information from Clerk Treasurer on different things and information that they can give, but that it's ongoing. We're, I think, kind of the first municipality in the county to be pursuing this, but it affects everybody. And so once they get that information, then they can have an education meeting with council and Clerk Treasurer about potential impacts and what we need to be thinking of, or what we need to be doing to prepare to educate the public.
Well, because of our town size, I mean, we have no ability to influence the ultimate final decision. We're at the mercy of the county and their numbers, and So, yeah, it's kind of frustrating, that's just reality, and you know, the data that I think you and I had shared with us is pretty interesting how it's kind of, and it's not set in stone either yet, it's still kind of fluid, but definitely something to be aware of and be prepared. Hopefully we can maintain our current level of funding. Yeah, exciting stuff.
So, to be continued, but we are making progress. It's not just stagnant, but it's a process, and so we'll have to work through it. And again, make them reach out to other communities if they're interested. But at least it gets us a little bit prepared, and we can talk, candidly with the council and have a dialogue there. So that's it.
So you had something else, Paul?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
All right. Any public comment, questions?
Quote for, computers?
Oh.
What, how much was it?
$9,030.
Okay, and can you spell, what his last name?
Yes, it's CLEAVER, cabling and consulting is his business.
That was for 6 units.
6 computers and 6 home and office business licenses.
I'll be brief. Only had one thing. Derek Bennett, in light of the last meetings or so about you talking about zoning inspectors / code enforcement, Derek Bennett did approach me and just with a question. There might be something he needs to do on a part-time basis.
I know that name.
The old armory.
Oh, yeah.
On Kerry Street. And so that's just, I thought I would mention tonight. As a liaison to the town from the Main Street Board, I would just like to implore you that should any type of parking changes on the north side, angles or whatever, be thought about or discussed, that we be given a heads up.
Well, yeah, you want to definitely involve the merchants or any
I
business.
think I mentioned that earlier in this
I'm not-
meeting, that, just paint the lines and see what happens.
What happens. It's not the first time that parallel parking has come up, and so it kind of raises the antenna. That being said, you said about the average sewer billing for the guys, those of us who want to sign up this. So is it just going to be the usage that you're averaging, or you're going to include that new base rate as part of the average?
Well, that's because it's becoming effective July, so the
So
time.
one doesn't have anything to do with the other, if you ask me. I mean, one's a usage rate and one's a base rate.
It does because it's based on your sewer, what you're paying in sewer. So if your sewer cost was, you take that 6 months and you divide that based on, because we're not charging, we're going to set your sewer rate for 6 months. So we're going to take the average of your summer rate and set that. You're still going to pay for all the water. So if you use 10,000 gallons of water, you're going to pay for all that water. But we're going to set your sewer rate for 6 months.
I understand
So
that.
it won't vary.
But if you set my, you know what my sewer rate is. I think I saved $140 or whatever compared to your my usage. If now you're adding $30 a month to that billing, or $15 a month to that billing cycle, that's
Well, that's right. So we have to run those figures on what we're going to have to use the previous usage. So we're going to have to use last year's usage. So
still solves the problem.
the sprinkler program, even though we can utilize it this year, probably really won't be effective with new pricing until the following year.
I just want to make sure my cable is really properly.
It'll be fine.
Now, will you guys then adjust it year to year? Then, okay.
Every year will be a new application fee if you want to sign up, or those that may sign up 1 year may not be.
We pay $20 and start that.
What did they
That's a
put
long
in
one.
Did he put I don't know if he did the same day, same meeting, but I don't have a form, an actual form from him. I just have the ordinance to be enforced. So once I have an actual form that says, which can be a very generic, hey,
Sure.
sign up.
One further comment, those of us in water, I think shutting it off as of August is a little premature. In the weather and the growing season.
And that was just based on the other
Ordinances.
municipalities that are surrounding towns and cities, that's how they do it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thank you.
Let me remind us, comment or update, we had the meeting with you with INPA, you and I, and never there. And for those who don't know, the Indiana Municipal Power Association provides our electricity, because we have a cooperative, and keep our rates lower than they would be otherwise. But they also help us with a variety of maintenance chores and different things. And the combination of what our local utility guys are able to do and what they're doing, the tracking and the graphing, the total number of outages continues to go down every year, and the response time continues to go down. From hours to 30 to 40 minutes average response time, where it used to be several hours. So everything continues to improve. It will never be zero, and it will never be perfect, but it's with the routine maintenance that they're doing and the assistance from Municipal Power Association. When we started back in 2012, we had 4 linemen, and we can't afford 4 linemen. But by being part of the cooperative, we're able to pair with other communities and keep our costs down and keep our response time reasonable.
Yeah.
So it was encouraging. It was a good meeting.
Yeah, they have a nice new format too. It's more exciting than the previous. Been a good relationship.
We also have an annual meeting every year in April, which would be good if the town council members would attend that again. I just looked from all of them. They're very informative if you want to really know about what's going on in the electric business.
Still no questions? I would entertain a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
I'm all for communications to it, and I'm still having that, all that, and all that.
So anything else? You got a lot of done.
Yeah, I just.
You got a key and
It sounded like a recording, but.
Bill, what do you know?
a whole lot.
Doing all right?
So far, so good.